Hey virtual students, this video is to show you how to get to TestNav and complete the tutorial, so that way on your TN Ready testing day, you are ready to go with the technology. So first thing to do is find TestNav. So you can do that by searching for it here, and it looks like this. When TestNav opens, you need to make sure it says Tennessee underneath TestNav. If it says anything else, we need to change it to Tennessee. In order to do that, you can click the little person on the top and choose a different customer. And this is going to give you lots of options. You also have access to some ACT practice on here as well, but we are talking Tennessee Ready. So make sure you have Tennessee chosen. So now that you have Tennessee under TestNav, we're going to go down to tutorials. On actual test day, you will be given a username and password that you will input here. However, for today, for the tutorial, we're going to go down to tutorials. You should see a screen that looks like this, TCAP tutorial. We are going to choose the TestNav 8 tutorial and hit start. For this tutorial, there are 7 questions that are going to teach you how to use TestNav. There's only one section, so we're going to hit this blue start button. We will hit start again. And then we have our introduction. So let's quickly go over the tools that are available to you and what you're going to do in this tutorial. In order to move through the screen, you will hit the next button at the top. Make sure to read each page and what it has and try out the tools, because on test day you want to be familiar with these tools. So we're going to click next, and it is going to explain how you will sign in on your test day. From here, I'm going to hit the highlights with you, but you need to go through every single section of this tutorial. When you go to take the test on test day, after you sign in with your username and password that we will give you, you're going to have a special seal code in order to get into the test. So if you've ever taken a paper test that was standardized and had a little seal or sticker on the side and you had to break it, think about this as the electronic version of that. Make sure you review the different parts of the screen. We're using the buttons up here to navigate. You can also quickly go through here and notice any questions that are flagged, not answered, or bookmarked. You can bookmark questions up here at the top if you would like to come back to it. Notice we can change between pointer, notepad. There's a calculator, and it's a TI-84 graphing calculator. So this is very handy for the math section of the TN Ready testing. You can also move the calculator around, so you can click and drag it around, and when you're done with the calculator, you can simply choose it again. There's also an answer eliminator button, which we will talk about later. When you're taking the TN Ready test and you get to the end of a section, you are going to see something that says end of a part. It'll let you know if you have any questions not answered and anything bookmarked. This is a great time to go back and review those. When you are done, you've checked all your answers, you are ready to go and actually submit the test. You are going to see an option to submit your test. Once you submit a test, you are not able to go back in, even if there is time remaining. Some of the tests have multiple subparts. If you have a test that has multiple subparts, you might be told to sign out of TestNav during a break. If you ever need to do that, you click the person at the top and then go to sign out of TestNav. And then you will choose save and return later. When you are completely done with a test, you will receive something that says end of subpart 1, congratulations, you have finished. And then you can give yourself a high five because you are done. Once you submit, that is it. You cannot go back and review any questions, so make sure that you are ready to do that when you hit submit. One of the questions in the tutorial will have you practice the answer eliminator. Let's say you want to narrow down your options, which is a great test strategy. You can cross things out by choosing the X at the top and eliminating answers. If you have an option crossed out, but you decided, ooh, actually I didn't want to cross that out, select it again, move away, and it'll go away. Note there's also a highlighting tool. You can select and drag and highlight. Maybe you want to put it in different colors. You can also change the color contrast. If you choose the person, you can go to change background and foreground color, just as it mentions here, and you are able to change the background. So if you find it easier on your eyes, staring at a screen for lots of testing to change the color, that is available to you as well. There's a magnifier tool that you can use. So for the magnifier tool, you select the drop down from up here, you'll see enable magnifier. There's also a line reader mask and zoom tool up there as well. Another tool available might be the text-to-speech tool. If you have an accommodation on your test where you get tests read to you, you're going to have headphones in order to use text-to-speech. It's a great idea to make sure your headphone jack works and that you are able to do this. If you'd like to bring your own headphones on test day, you are welcome to do that, or we will have headphones for you. In order to use text-to-speech, we're going to hit the play button over here, and you can test your speakers on that. We can also use the different settings on there, such as toggle to hear, And then we can go forward and back, and there's also settings here that you are able to change. Some of the tests have a reference sheet. You'll be given a paper copy of this that you are able to write on, but there's also going to be a digital copy. And it is over to the side under exhibits, and it looks like a little file folder over here. On the English portion of the test, there is a writing essay, and you will be typing that in TestNav. So it's a great idea to get familiar with the text box down here. When you finish the tutorial, you'll see a screen that looks like this. Choose Submit Final Answers, and then choose Yes, Submit Final Answers. After that, you will see a screen that says Sign Out Complete. Thank you for using TestNav, and then you can just go back to the sign in. You can complete the tutorial as many times as you want to before the test in order to become as familiar as possible with that. Thank you so much for completing the tutorial, so that way you are ready to go on test day.